Live. We're back breaking down a smaller MLB slate today, but
five gamer, the morning, the day slate in the middle of work. Lovely. Yeah, listen, I can't wait. I think this is a fun slate. An interesting 5 gamer because it's got some of my absolute ride or dies on it, which is usually a bad thing, not a good thing when you have ride or dies, because my ride or dies have been dying lately, and it's not been good for me. But we'll jump in.
The Cubbies continue to suck. I don't know what's going on.
Outside of PCA, and I mentioned that yesterday, it's like don't leave PCA off of a stack after having a cycle because he leaves off with another home run. He's just their best bat right now, and the guy has flaws too. So like having him as your best batter is never a good sign. So
no, he's a below average player at times for like multiple stretches of games, which is just a concern. I mean, there's just Cubs have been underwhelming as a whole. Like Seha, Bregman, Happ, like every guy is like kind of like underperforming.
Correct.
And so like it's just I have trouble even these good spots like stacking them because like PCA had a home run, but you don't want any other Cubbies, right? Like it was just
and we can. I don't really want to talk too much about the later slate. I know it's actually a slightly bigger slate, but I'm going to focus on the 5-gamer. I think you're good with that as well.
Yeah,
that's kind of where my target exposure is today. Obviously, we're gearing up for the U.S. Open. A lot of my bankroll is going into that for tomorrow. So I'm just going to see what I do this morning, see how that plays out, and then obviously play the late slate, play both slates. That's what we usually do. But let's jump in. You got any?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if we go ahead and jump in and get these first 5 games out of the way, I'll add a couple of guys I like late in the late slate, but really all my DFS dollars are going to go to this early slate today. Yeah. I know it's a 5-gamer opposed to the 7-game late slate, but love day baseball, love jumping in here and mixing it up here. So let's go ahead and start once again using StatCast, right? So the first matchup, this is a very interesting matchup too, because I'm a Nick Lodolo guy, and man, you remember Candy? You remember the Candy NFTs? I got an early Nick Lodolo. I thought it was going to be special. And man, I don't even know. The site is gone. I think I spent maybe 20 grand on that site. And
is it gone? I mean, dude, that was.
Listen, I got on recently and it was just absolutely just disappeared. I don't know if the NFTs went anywhere.
No, they shifted. I think they switched domains. But even with that said, it's like, dude, that has been, the sports NFT market just like something.
You were buying packs for $10,000. Looking for that Shohei Ohtani.
This is why, because the Shohei did go for like 100 grand. But the problem is like that was like it's like you had to be in the craze. I was in the peak craze of it. So like I was in the craze where I was buying and like the peak, like it was like buying Bitcoin at 120, right? Like that's what I was doing with the NFTs, and it just did not work out. It was horrible.
It couldn't have been worse.
I mean, I lost 99% of my money. Like it's like not even.
You lost far more than I did. I maybe lost 10 to 15, maybe to 20. You maybe lost 50, 60 grand.
Yeah.
And I still have Top Shots, and I think the valuation of Top Shot for me now is like $900. At one point, that would have been closer to 10K. I just haven't even sold it off. But listen, let's not belabor the point. Let's get back to the DFS slate where we have some upside on this 3-3-3. This beautiful Wednesday, we have Nolan McLean for the Mets. The guy's not been good lately. And the underlines for Nick Lodolo on the other side for the Reds are also not good. I'm a believer in both of these pitchers, to be honest. And I already bet the under. I teased it up and bet it down a little bit already. But this is a play for me, and that's Nolan McLean. I think the guy's been underperforming for sure. The walk rate is a concern. But this is also where the eyes can lead you astray. His stuff still looks great. I mean, he's missing the zone a little bit, but I think part of the reason he walks a lot of guys is his stuff has so much movement on it. All of his pitches move so much, and the guy's stuff is electric, right? And I know the Reds do strike out. So for me, I think Nolan McLean's going to be a little bit lower owned because he hasn't been good lately. I'm really going to champion him in this spot. It's Great American Small Park, so people are going to avoid that, right? Nolan McLean just got blown up by the same Reds team a few starts back. So definitely interested to hear, especially in the 3-3-3. Nick Lodolo on the other side, I love him, but I just can't play him in this spot against the Mets. He hasn't really shown that same strikeout upside he had in the previous years. The blister really shouldn't have changed that, so maybe he's going to regress positively. That being said, there's no bats in this game for me. I hope people play bats in this game because I could totally see this going under. Both these pitchers are competent, and it's just a spot I'm going to avoid bats. Definitely going to look at McLean as far as a 3-3-3 option today. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm with you on Nolan McLean. Like when you just look, like some of this stuff has been shaky recently, but like when you look at the raw strikeout numbers, like it's probably the best on the slate. Like I think he's got the most upside. I mean, Sandy, I do like because I think Philly strikeouts, but man, like his numbers, like he's not a strikeout pitcher as we mentioned. Like his like upside comes in 8-inning game where he limits the damage. With that said, I feel like Nolan McLean probably is the ace of the slate that you want. The Reds do strike out; they're missing their best bat in Ellie. I like him a lot. I think there'll be a priority play. Or he'll be a priority play. I do think like the Mets are like, I love Lodolo and I have so much of him in best ball. The Mets are in play still though. I think there's like cheap righties in this park, Dylan. And yeah, they continue to not hit. But like this is a great ballpark for some of their bats. Like Soto's a great play, even lefty on lefty. I mean, I love so many guys. Like you could go back to Sammy Azaridy, Bo Bichette. Like I think there's an interesting way to stack this up here. While I do believe in Lodolo, like this is not like I think this is like an interesting bounce back spot. And I don't know how high the Mets will be owned in this 5-gamer, but yeah, there's some tepid interest there. We're gonna wait for lineups, but I think I have some interest in the Mets, both pitching and offense wise.
And I think the Mets are gonna be owned, right? We saw them owned against Burns, and Lodolo's a far worse pitcher, so it's not sneaking. It's a 5-game slate. And
that's true.
But let's go ahead and move on. I think it's McClain in that game for the 3-3-3.
Who do you think is gonna be higher on San Diego or the Mets?
The Mets.
You think so? But this is because San Diego's in St. Louis in the highest total on the slate.
Yeah, so. I just think people play the park pretty often, and I don't know if park factors matter. I think it's pretty negligible as far as wind and weather in Cincinnati. Obviously, it's a small park, but the dimensions aren't drastically so. They're not playing 200 feet outfield, right? You know, it's not. It's not crazy. So I think
I'm looking at the weather right now in Cincinnati. Why continue to talk? Because
I looked it up earlier. But let's jump to the next game while you look up that weather. We have the Royals. My ride or dies on the road facing the Nationals. Zach Littell on the bump for the Nationals. He's been better lately. Once again, got blown up last start. And then I think Avila's on the mound for the Royals. Avila's underlines look fine. So he's a guy I really don't want to pick on. As far as Littell goes, man, I know he's had some good starts and bad starts. I just want to pick him. I mean, I love the Royals. The problem with the Royals, Vinny's P's out, handmade bone, right? So I'm really looking at the top of the order. Jensen, Witt, Cags. Probably that's kind of my focus. Those guys all offer home run, stolen base upside. That's really going to be it's going to be a 3-piece. At this point in time, you just can't 5-man stack the Royals as much as I want to, as much as I love them. Can't 5-man stack them. The back end's too weak. I do love Isaac Collins as a kind of guy that does run and hits a couple home runs, but for me, it's just going to be Jensen, Witt, Cags is kind of the priority stance for me on the slate. As far as the Nationals go, I believe in Lunder, and I know the Nationals been pretty good lately, right? I think they're top the leagues in runs scored. Obviously, a lot of that's championed by James Wood, but we see CJ Abrams always have these fast starts sometimes. So for me, it's just going to be a Royals kind of 3-man stack. And I think they're going to be lower owned on the slate because they've been so bad.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt's never going to be low owned, but the guy has multiple home run, multiple steal upside. So you can't. That's at a onesie position like shortstop. I just think he could clear the field by 15, 20 points on his upside day. So for me, it's going to be him, Cags. I already bet Cags home run in this spot, and then Jensen catcher about to lead off. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. What are your thoughts, though?
Yeah, I like a lot. I think my first mock builds have been 1, 2, 3 for Kansas City. I just love all those bat profiles. Love the prices. Probably what I think could be lower owned given his price. I have a 4-4 that I built that I like where I put through Collins in there in the back end. So it's kind of like a 1, 3, 4, 5 if you just stretch the lineup out. I think I maybe prefer someone else a little bit more, but I think there's a 4-4 that I do like with Isaac Collins. He's a guy that can hit and steal. Man, I keep fading Washington because I do feel like they're overperforming, but damn, they've just been like a top 3 offense in all of baseball. So like ignoring them has been tough. And I've lost some money.
They just do platoons right. Like Jesus Christ, like they have like Curtis Meade and Luis Garcia, like some of the best platoon bats in the league. Like the guys just absolutely absolutely mash opposite-handed pitching. Like it's just insane to me. Like their platoons are just working. I mean, did you see what Seattle came out and said too? They're going to work piggyback the rest of the season or something like that for the All-Star break. And
I mean, teams just have to they're getting creative to win game. Like when you really need to win games, it's like I think from a DFS perspective, like platoon and guys just doesn't help. It's like Tampa wins games, but like when they platoon all their guys.
I think part of the reason you're doing that is I think offense is slightly up based on all the metrics this year, mostly because of the ABS, right? So you're seeing guys really having to hone in the strike zone, and throwing more strikes is going to put more balls in play. That's just the fact of the matter. So I think you're going to get creative. And I don't like it as far as DFS goes and predictability to see a guy have an opener, maybe those 2 innings, and just trying to peg the bats you want against them. That can make it quite challenging. Ultimately, though, like if you stack a team, you want them to chase and get a back end. You want what was it? Cortez in there throwing for the Athletics the other game. You want outfitters in there pitching at the end of the game. So, but sure. Let's not waste any more action in this game. I think we're both like the Royals.
Kansas City, I think Washington. I think include them in your player pool if you're playing multiple entries.
Well, let's go to this next game, and I know best ball bags packed with Sandy Alcantara, but he's pitching on the road versus the Phillies. I think it's Andrew Painter on the mound for the for the Phillies. Yeah. And so I really like Painter in this spot. He's been horrible. He's been just horrible. And you can't, there's no real good excuse. And he's giving up so many home runs. But once again, the Marlins aren't that scary of a lineup. And I think Painter has the talent to kind of work his way out of this. And I really like him as a contrarian option on this slate. I think he's going to be unowned. And look at his, exit velos and hard hit rate. They're all pretty good. I mean, you're looking at Red on StatCast. Doesn't walk a lot of guys. Traditionally does give up a lot of hard hit. I mean, give up a lot of home runs, which is a problem. But man, if he can work through this lineup, get some strikeouts, he's going to be what? 10-15% owned max on even on a lower. He could be or lower because there's a dearth of options. So
dude, it's like I'm the Andrew Painter guy. And like it's funny because like with this is one of the spots I have been burned so many times that I'm not on it.
I don't have that scar tissue.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like
I'm ready to earn a battle scar here.
Yeah, he's robbed me of money. So like at this point, it's like I'm just over him. I need to see something before I play him. With that said, I love that you have money on him because I want him to do well. Like, I want him to succeed here. Like this is a spot where he could succeed. Miami's like a middle tier offense.
It's the Andy Paints 50K day, baby, because I'm getting Andy Paints jersey after this.
Yeah, we need a Colt Emerson jersey. I think everything over 50K, you have to get a player. Whoever was the star player in your lineup that won you that money, you got to get a jersey.
Yeah, not even just a star player. Like whoever was the lowest owned that contributed meaningful to your team.
Like Colt Emerson, like Colt Emerson, that slate that he it's like, okay. But I do like Painter.
Sandy. What do you think about Sandy on the other side?
Dude, I'm so torn.
I don't like playing bats against Philly. I like strikeout pitchers against Philly, and
that is the concern. That's the concern.
Strikeout pitcher, so I don't.
His strikeout rate is so bad. That's like my initial take on the slate was like I wanted to play him. We've seen 2 really good stars. He can go deep, but damn, dude, like Philly's not the best pitcher's park, and like Sandy could walk a guy. Like he could go 5 innings, give up 4 runs, and you're like, and that like okay, that's an average in best ball, not going to kill you, but like man, you don't really want that in DFS. Like that's not going to be beneficial. I just think McClain has more upside. Although, there's red flags there, but I think McClain does have more upside. I think I prefer him. Painter to me is thin, but like a great tournament play. He's going to be so low owned. So, outside that, I'm not going to be playing bats. I do think Philly's in play though with with as little strikeouts as Sandy can generate. And like, he's good generally at not walking guys, but man, like if like Schwarber could go yard here, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I like Bryce Harper in this spot. Brandon Marsh has been ripping the cover off the ball. I'm interested, man. I think I'm not going to play the Philly stack on my big team, but like, I like them a little bit here. I know it'll be somewhat contrarian against Sandy, but anything you like from the offensive side, though?
No, pass. This is a game I'm going to pass on. I mean, I just like, once again, I'm isolating spots, 5-game slate. I'm just not going to play it here. But, let's move on to, I think we have 2 games left in this 5-gamer. And then I want to touch briefly on the late games as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the next game. We have the Miz versus the Lamb. Peter Lambert on the mound for the Astros. Miz on the mound for the Tigers. Man, Miz's numbers have been fantastic this year.
Yeah, I can't believe you called him the Miz because that's Jacob Mizorowski.
I know. That's Miz, baby. Miz. No, like, listen, Casey, I know Miz, but like Casey Mize has been really good, to be honest with you. Like he's a guy that had some pedigree. His underlying suggests like all good things here. I don't want to play him against Houston. Houston's heating up. I'm not going to do that here. I understand the Lambert play, but if it's Lambert versus McClain, it's McClain all day in this spot for me. That being said, there's a pass game for bats. Maybe to win a GPP, you want to go here, but for me, it's just I'm going to avoid this spot. If I was targeting a base aside for bats, it would definitely be the Tigers against Lambert. I think there's more fragility in that profile. I just think Casey Mize is fine, and I don't really want to play bats against him. So really going to be a pass game. I understand the Lambert play, but just not for me on the slate.
Yeah, I like Lambert. I think he's probably the safest option. Like, I think he's like Detroit is kind of a middling offense. Like they have like 1 or 2 bats that are okay, but the rest of their team like strikes out a lot. And like, I mean, you got like Colt Keith, no offense, Colt Keith, but like you have like not guys that are not serious offensive players right now. I do like Lambert. I think he's expensive, but man, I feel like he's safer probably than Sandy and probably safer than Nolan McClain. So just given the matchup. With that said, I also like Miz coming back is great, but like coming off the aisle, I never play guys, pitchers, especially coming off the aisle. That's just not something I do. And I won't play him here against Houston. I think he could have a good start, but I just don't know if he'll have the upside given potential limitations around the injury.
Yeah. Let me see what kind of pitch count he's going to be working with. Let's see. I think he's been fine. 5-inning rehab start in his last time out. So I think that's fine. I mean, he's okay, but he's what, 9.9, just like that's unplayable at that price. I know he's been good, just can't play him come off the injury. But let's jump into the last game of the 5-game early. We have the Padres on the road facing the Cardinals. The wind's blowing out here. It's pretty damn hot, and I love the Cardinals. They're just some champions there. I think Jay Walt goes double dong today. I love him in this spot. I don't love that they're seeing an opener. I think it's Bradley Rodriguez as the opener. Griffin, I mean, whenever you have an opener, you're hiding that canning, that gas can canning there. But for me, it's just like, man, I love the Cardinals in this spot. I know Leahy's not very good on the mound for the Cardinals either. You see a lot of dark blue there. I totally get the Padres play. If I'm just leaning sides, I just think the Padres lineup is pretty bad right now, just up and down. Where you see the Cardinals lineup, man, like Lars, it's just like a healthy lineup back in action today. And I really want to see who's in today. I like Blaze a lot if he's in at third base. Pretty cheap option there. And Griffin Kenning's just horrible. So I want to get a 5-man stack in this game, preferably the card side, but you could talk me to either side. I think the ball could fly out in St. Louis today. I know it's a pitcher's park. It doesn't really matter with these weather conditions. I think it's prime spot to go over maybe 10.5 or 11 in this spot, maybe tease it up a little bit. So yeah, I'm not playing the Padres. Cardinals all day for me. I think Jordan Walker goes double dong. I think he shows a little bit of that power today against Canning. So that's my thoughts on this game. I'll leave it as simply as that. I'm playing the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think this is like pick your spot here. I think both teams are in play. You could stack both teams on the same like DFS lineup. Man, I do like some of the San Diego bats. So like Tatis's profile looks pretty good. Jackson Merrill's profile actually looks pretty good. And Gavin Sheets, like those three guys in particular, all their numbers are like pretty. They're not all-star caliber. It's not Jackson Merrill where you drafted him in best ball, but like it's pretty good. I like the spot a lot. And I think
they'll be question. Look where you drafted Jackson Merrill. Would you take if someone offered you a trade for Jordan Walker? If someone's like, "Hey, I'll give you Jackson Merrill for your Jordan Walker," would you accept it? I just don't think you could. I mean,
Jordan I don't think you could either. Yeah,
it's crazy based on draft capital. You'd be so tempted by that. Like, would you do it for Wyatt Langford? Right? Would you I think I'm holding Jordan Walker back right now. I'm holding on to him. Like he's already hit 18 home runs. I mean, the guy could go realistically 30-20, 35-20. I mean, the guy's been so good. So and you just look at the StatCast page for the Cardinals, man. These guys are hitting the piss out of the ball, and they're actually good batters. And up and down their lineup, I didn't think when the season started we'd see a Cardinals team that could push the playoffs. They could push to win that division. The Cubs something right now. I mean,
the Pirates are. It's like them.
The Pirates are just the Pirates are the Pirates. They're doing pirate things. Yeah, right. Their pitching hasn't been what it should have been. Right. So the Cardinals are a sneaky team, and just looking at their StatCast, it makes sense. The thing the Cardinals need is they need pitching. And Leahy's not a guy that's a consistent on there.
Leahy's the second worst pitcher on the slate, which is why San Diego's in play.
And you watch Leahy pitch, and he seems like he gets away with things sometimes that I just don't quite understand because the StatCast is horrible. So I just I'm going to watch this start pretty intensively today and see what he's throwing and see if there's just something. It's just a hard guy to read. But yeah, for me, it's going to be Cardinal stack. They're going to see me in the 3-3-3 streets for sure. I really hope we get some of there. I really don't want to get days off for guys like Jordan Walker who just lost his hitting streak last night. I want to get the big boppers in the lineup. So we'll have to see if that comes to fruition.
Yeah, I think Leahy's horrible. I think you can pick your spots here. I love St. Louis, but I also love San Diego. Leahy's so bad. A guy that we didn't bring up, but Jace Bowen, I like him a lot. Like he profiled as a speed guy. He's had a game this season where he stole multiple bases. If he's on base, he's going to be running. They'll give him the green light. The key for him is getting on base. He's going to struggle to get on base. I like him as a cheap outfitter though. Like it's between, it's like I look at a guy and like him and Isak, like Isaac Collins. I called him Isak. Dude, I keep wanting to talk about
Isak. I mean, it's like the on. I don't think we can get through a show without you bringing up.
Isak is on the slate, but I don't want to play him yet. But Isaac Collins. So I'm between Bowen and him. I like Bowen. I think Bowen is going to be low owned. He does have like multi-still upside, and I think that's an interesting way to get a cheap 25-30 points in the slate that will be single digits well into the.
He's not in the lineup, so I mean you're gonna have to Bowen for another day.
Bowen for another. What does their lineup look like? Anything?
It's Tatis, Samad batting second. Merrill third, Chado fourth, Sheets, Bogarts, France, Wagner, Duran. I think France is a sneaky back end, but once again, I'm not playing them. I'm gonna wait to see what the Cardinals lineup looks like and just dive in there head first. So that's kind of what my thoughts are there. And
I probably like San Diego less with
and Samad's fine.
Not really. He's okay, dude.
The bat isn't really. There's not a lot of power in that bat. There's a little bit of stolen base upside. The power is lacking, and that means he's probably gonna hit home run today, as I say that, right? But just the power is not.
I mean, I think he hit a home run for me last time. I mean, it's like he doesn't strike out. I mean,
dude, Martin Maldonado hits home runs home runs in the league, right?
The thing about Camadas, he gets on base, so like that would be the case for him.
Yeah. Well, listen, I know both of our focus is going to go here because we have things later on. We're not going to play as much as the 7-gamer, but I just want to give some thoughts. I mean, I'm just going to keep losing money on the Cubs on the late game. I mean, I'm just going to keep stacking the Cubs. I know the wind's out again. I'm just going to keep hammering away. The Rockies have a bad bullpen. I don't even think it matters this Cubs. I think that at this point, the Cubs are just a bad team. I mean, Horner is significantly underperforming. I think the guy's just not a good bat. I mean, if he's not running either, like, why is he even on the team? So I'm not going there. Obviously, you got to keep playing PCA, but it's a fun late slate as well. I think it starts at 6:45. Braves on the slate, which is always fun. We saw the Yankees blow up in that spot against Davis Martin. It kind of pissed me off last night because I hate Davis Martin, and he finally had a bad start, and I wasn't on the team against him.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, great spots here. Obviously, you have the Athletics, Sutterfield again, Savali on the mound there. Pirates could be a little interesting. They've, I kind of like attacking them on the road there. Ashcraft is a good pitcher. Don't really want to target, the Athletics against him. So that's just a few of my thoughts on the late slate. I don't want to dive too deeply in there because our focus today really was just this early slate. But any of your last thoughts before we hop off?
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh a lot against Savale. Other things, you go back to the Yankees against K. I think K's overperformed. I know our boy who was
horrible. K's horrible. He's a horrible pitcher.
Other than that, I mean, I'm a Braves guy. Like, I think you could stack them up here. Their offense is so good. It's in Atlanta, so I think there's that's a good offensive park.
That's why I like the late slate is fun because there's a multitude of options at good.
There is. There's not. Yeah, you could choose. I mean, there's so many games. Maybe avoid the Seattle game because I think Bradish and Kirby are just good enough to.
And you could get your SPs from that game, and there's not a slate going to go by where I don't play my guy, Big Gav, Big Rig. For the Guardians there, I gotta find a reason to play ECU guys on both slates. Playing Burley on the early slate, playing Gav on the late slate. Got to represent the ECU fandom here. So
yeah,
they're gonna win the early GPP for me. I think we have a 5-5-5 late as well, which I'll jump in those streets for sure. As far as the contrarian angle, I could totally see Milwaukee actually causing problems for Gavin. The guy just strikes out so many batters. He's a valuable DFS play. Other than that, I really don't like anything out of the ordinary that's anyone's. I know you stacked the Rockies last night as a contrarian angle against the Cubs. They did win 5-2. They didn't really do much there. But against Assad's numbers aren't good. So I could totally see the Rockies being a stack you want. That to be said, there's so many different angles you go tonight. Really, I'm going to go back to focus on the Cubs and the Pirates. Is probably going to be my main two as a single entry assassin. But I don't know if you have any deeper thoughts on that. Like I said, this is mostly a focus for early games. But anything you want to add before we
It's that old tricky little bitch about about playing. It's like you want to keep playing the Cubs because the Cubs are in good spots though. But the problem is they may not. They still may continue to struggle, right? So you're against this it's like
I'm done playing Nico Horner. I just think he doesn't add any DFS value. The guy doesn't run.
That's true. That's a good point.
He doesn't have the power. He started the season so well, but the bat profile sucks, to be honest with you, and he's not running. So I'm not playing him. He used to be a guy that would get on and steal multiple bases. Now he's not. First of all, he's not even getting on. And to talk about that, I know he's not on the slate, but look at Chandler Simpson. The guy's been horrible lately. He's gonna be AAA. Yeah, he's gonna be AAA in a few months. The guy's just not been good. So guys like that, if they don't get on and run, they add absolutely no value. So you gotta leave up. I'd rather see Pedro in there. Pedro for the Cubs has been pretty good. When his bat looks good, I mean, just give him time. Who cares about the name Nico Horner at this point? Give Pedro time. Pedro has some prospect pedigree. Give him some air. I don't think Griffin's coming back anytime soon for the Pirates either. Talking about prospects, really want him back. Would love him in this spot, but I think we've touched on this enough. Maybe me and you will jump back on, talk some U.S. Open. I know we have some pretty interesting thoughts on that, but TBD on that. Got a busy work day, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to give me your winner, give me a guy that's going to win because I haven't asked you that yet. Who's going to? If you had
it's probably the most tipped. The casual pick. This is your winner. And it's going to be Patrick Reed, Captain America. The guy just loves this course. I love him. And if you want a contrarian guy, I've only bet two guys as far as Formula Outrights. It's Patrick Reed and it's Sammy Burns. I like Sammy Burns on hard courses where and he kind of can, be a Jekyll and Hyde on the greens, but the guy's got an amazing round the green at a good number. That stupid birdies are better in the first two rounds for $1 million on DraftKings. I bet Sam Burns there, a guy that can score a little bit, has that good advantage at tee time. TBD on that though. If you're looking at tee time advantages tomorrow in the U.S. Open, man, it's going to blow all day. You really hope it comes in a little bit later because I think it's going to blow early too. So we're going to have to wait and see there. But that's my thoughts. Betting Patrick Reed is kind of the one and done and the big one and done pool there. And then as kind of contrarian bet is going to be Sam Burns down the board a little bit.
Interesting. Yeah. For me, it's easy. It's Scotty Scheffler. He's gonna win. He'll complete the Grand Slam.
There's so many narratives. The narratives around Scotty Scheffler is multiple things, like Father's Day. Obviously, he loves being a dad, but then it's his birthday. 30th, big 3-0. The guy looks fit.
It's just, dude, it's just for me. It's like I want a winning ticket in golf. I think he's your best bet.
And
I think
everyone wants a winning ticket in golf, but it's so hard to win. It's US.
Yeah. Okay.
I can see.
Let me give you two more guys. The other guy I really, really like is Fleetwood. I feel like he contends for a top 5 here. The profile looks great. I love what I saw last week. He didn't putt well, but man, the putting green's going to be tough. If he can stick it between 9 feet every time, like you'll take par. So like missing those birdie putts is not going to be as impactful. Just like, you know,
give me last guy.
Jaden Shaper is the last guy. And I know
dude, you shut your mouth. Jaden Shaper cannot win the US Open at Shinnecock.
So listen. I don't think he can win. I don't think he can win. He is a good scorer though, and so the reason I bet him for the birdie or better upside because he'll play the first 2 days, right? And there's a case that he birdies the most holes in the first 2 days, but doesn't make the cut because he'll have blow up holes. But he is a scorer and he's great as a to me is like he's the perfect type of guy down there because like if he wins you that bet, like he's gonna be alone on like you'll be splitting with like 3 guys.
I think the misnomer you just said is scoring. No one's scoring on the scores. Like, can you survive?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think, but he can spike.
Give me the diminutive Brian Harmon all day over Shaper, all day. Because the guy can play in these conditions. He has some veteran moxie. You need veteran moxie this week. You don't need to be a young gun. You're not gonna be out here blowing away the field. You need veteran moxie. These young guys are gonna get in their head and not know what to do. We see this time and time again. The young guys, when the conditions get tough, they get crumbling fast. So let's jump off. I understand your takes. Scotty's a good bet. I mean, for me, it's Captain America, Patrick Reed, and then Sammy Burns.
Okay, so let's come back to it. Let's come back to it next week because I'm just curious. So you're gonna stake your name. I'm taking my name on Fleetwood and Scheffler, which is not a big stake to my name.
So your odds are way better than mine. Fleetwood and Scheffler are way better odds than Reed and Burns. So
like I said, I'm going to get a winning ticket. I'm not trying to.
Everyone's trying to win, baby. Everyone's trying to win. And
I think the winner comes out of one of those 2 guys.
I'll give you
3. I'll give you 3 guys.
I think Shinnecock Hills is a little bit too close to Pinehurst, and we saw what Pinehurst did to Scotty Scheffler, and what that did is it made things a little bit more unfair. And
I heard that we're like, it's like if you miss, like it's random. It's random to some degree.
And Scheffler doesn't, as you saw that blow up with Ted Scott, he doesn't do well in the randomness. He doesn't like that, and he has been a subpar version of himself in yesteryear. Right. So like he is not striping as well as he has. And his around the green is still fine, but there's a little shakiness there too. So for me, it's just like in DFS and betting, it's just like I'm not gonna pull the trigger there, but I get it. So
yeah, Dylan, but it's still at the end of the day, he's the best. Like he's gonna be in trouble the least. So I think
once again, if you want to go head to head, I mean you want to pick some out there.
I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3. That's fair. I'll take 3.
I'll go in order. I'll just go Rory. I really like him. You're gonna see me in the maybe that quad 4 with him. It's going to be him. It's going to be Rory. It's going to be Captain America, Patrick Reed, and it's going to be Sammy Burns as kind of my faves. I could tell you 5 other guys I really liked, but that's not the show for this. This is a baseball show. But yeah, we'll jump back on. Be after the baseball streets tomorrow. Be sweating golf. Be looking down the whole time. Thumbs burned out.
Dude, my phone is getting.
I got some work to do, so I do have to jump off.
We'll get after it. Dylan, thank you, sir. Good luck, folks. Good luck, golf. Good luck, DFS. I'll see you. Hopefully you win it tonight. If not,
I'm gonna win it today. I'm gonna win the day slate and then hit that 555. This 7. So we'll see.
All right, man. See you later.